So I'm sitting at home, right? And I'm like, you know what? I heard some things about this movie called The Deliverance. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it on. You know, it's a horror film. D wasn't at home at the time. So I'm like, you know, might as well watch it, you know? And it is a horror film. But let me tell you, objectively, this movie was bad. Objectively, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it a gentleman's D plus. And the reason why I'm doing it like this is because I'm gonna talk about spoilers in just a few minutes. But first, before I do that, I wanted to talk to you about who all the cast is and kind of give you a little bit of information about what the movie is about. So the movie is called The Deliverance. It's a horror suspense film directed by Lee Daniels, and it's starring Andra Day, Glenn Close, yes, that Glenn Close, Monique, Omar Epps, Caleb McLaughlin. There's a couple of child actors in there as well. Demi Singleton, for example. It's a star-studded cast, okay? Don't get me wrong. And the movie is about a true story, believe it or not. It's based off of a true story. It's not like exactly what the true story was all about, but it's based on a true story. All right, so with all of that, I want to say bye-bye to everybody who doesn't want spoilers. So I'll just give y'all the next 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Why was this movie so bad? Glenn Close. Glenn Close. Glenn Close. Okay? I could blame a little bit of it on Andra Day, but they gave Glenn Close like the short haircut, living in the hood, talking junk about black people chicken, sewing in weave. Why you got this woman sewing in weave. She supposedly has diabetes, but she got a boyfriend on the side who's giving her cancer treatment, played by none other than Omar Epps. And we have the diatribes, the issues, like for example of Glenn Close is Andra Day's mother. Andra Day is playing Ebony, but I don't see, you know, much of a difference between the way that she acted now versus the way that she acted back when she was playing as Billie Holiday. I don't think that there was much of a difference there. I think she played the exact same person. I'm telling you, I'm happy I saw Monique in a film. She is one of my favorite actresses, and but this one was not great. You had Tasha Smith playing a pastor who didn't necessarily know what to do with anything spiritual, which is true for a lot of pastors, unfortunately. And then we had Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor play this. Why did she have all the titles, bro? Like, she was apostle, she was pastor, she was prophet or prophetess, she was a baker, she was a good mother. That's how I would act if I was about to bring her up as the guest pastor at my church, right? So she did all of those things. What is wrong with this movie? That's all the things that I was talking about with Glenn Close. How they allowed this woman to come in and use the word nappy.
I can smell your nappy pussy.
I don't care if you demon possessed white woman, you do not get a chance to do that. You do not. No, you can't say that. No. So they living in this house, and this house is supposedly haunted, but it's haunted by the devil, not necessarily by a ghost or by some like dead person, but it's haunted by a demon. And you get a good little explanation of why that is. But you know, you have Andra Day's character. She's playing Ebony Jackson. She's the mother of 3 children who apparently has been left by her baby's father. I don't know if she's been left or the baby's father decided just to go to the Marines and never come back. But either way, she's under a lot of issues. She's having a lot of trouble. She's had drinking issues in the past. She's beat on her children and those types of things. And then you have Monique coming in as a social worker, trying to see about the kids and eventually the kids get taken away. But these kids are demon possessed. Okay. Special because of the young kid, that had a very major connection with this demon. All the other kids end up becoming possessed. But we have this thing where they light the cross on fire and all that stuff. Ultimately, this movie is an exorcist done not well. Okay. I remember way back in the day there was the Exorcist. That was the first horror movie that actually scared me. This is kind of like the Pentecostal version of of that movie, and it kind of made me sick. Where at the end they go down into this basement, and it's Andre Day versus Andre Day, the regular person who is saved now some way somehow, and then you have Andre Day, the demon possessed boy who took her shape somehow. Yes, that type of thing happens. The demon decides to take other people's forms and just say messed up things to Andre Day in order to throw her off. Okay. And the CGI is terrible, and it doesn't even have to be that bad. Like it doesn't. Like they could have used I feel like they could have used more regular stuff on set, like regular things to use to do that. But anyway, Andre Day's character starts speaking in tongues. If you don't know what speaking in tongues is, it is in the Pentecostal faith of Christianity. What we tend to do is there's these utterances, right, that come out during our worship. That is supposedly, all right, this is what we believe, that the Holy Spirit is speaking for us in groans and utterances toward the Father for us, making advocacy for us, because we don't have the words to say, but the Holy Spirit does. Well, Andre Day's character, Ebony, starts speaking in tongues. She says, "Attended to me," and then all of a sudden the demon bursts out in flames, and then a hole opens up, and somehow the demon gets flushed, but the boy is still there. It was weird.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all?
And the kids ended up getting taken away, but eventually they ended up being brought back by I don't know. I didn't read everything at the end, because you know how when something ends, what they do is they end up running the like, this is what happened after this, right? And then she ends up getting her children back, and then we don't know what happened here and all that. That's kind of how it ends. Ultimately, I do recommend watching The Deliverance, though. Even though I think that it's a gentleman's D+, I believe that it was entertaining. I think that it was very entertaining. It held my attention, but not for good reasons. It was because of how ridiculous it was. I mean, Andre Day went outside of her house and decided to kick a little boy in the nuts. It's stuff like that held my attention. It wasn't necessarily because it was good. It wasn't because it was done well, but it was because there was a lot of drama and there was a lot of crazy, ridiculous stuff happening, including Glenn Close talking about how an apostle that she can smell her nappy hoo-ha. So it was, that's what kept my attention. It wasn't because it was great. It was because it was so bad. And that's the reason why I need y'all to watch this, so y'all can comment down in the comments below. All right, y'all take care. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.